World War II, a cataclysmic conflict that forever altered the course of nations. But what were the real reasons that plunged the world into such darkness? Join us as we embark on a journey through time, peeling back the layers of history to uncover the untold truths behind World War II. Welcome to the real reasons why World War II started. Together, we will unravel the gripping story that led to this global catastrophe. Prepare to discover the hidden motivations, unaddressed grievances, and the intricate web of political, economic, and social factors that shaped our world. Unresolved issues from World War I. The aftermath of the Great War left the world scarred and seeking answers. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, aimed to bring about lasting peace, but instead left a bitter taste in the mouths of many nations. Imposing punishing terms on Germany, including massive reparations, territorial losses, and military restrictions, it left the defeated country economically crippled and nursing a deep sense of injustice. The seeds of resentment were sown, laying the groundwork for future conflicts. As the global economic depression gripped the 1930s, the world faced unprecedented challenges. The Great Depression, originating in the United States and spreading worldwide, unleashed a wave of economic hardships, unemployment, and desperation. Governments struggled to find solutions, and as economies faltered, political instability reared its head. In this environment of despair and discontent, radical ideologies found fertile ground, promising quick solutions and a restoration of national pride. The League of Nations, established in the aftermath of World War I with the goal of preventing future conflicts, faced its own shortcomings. While it aimed to promote collective security and resolve disputes through diplomacy, it faltered in the face of aggression. Japan's expansionist ambitions in Manchuria, starting in 1931, exposed the League's inability to effectively address acts of aggression. The invasion of Ethiopia by Italy in 1935 further revealed the limitations of the League's power and undermined its credibility. These unresolved issues from World War I, coupled with the failures of the League of Nations, set the stage for a volatile and tumultuous world. Trust in international institutions was shaken, and nations began to pursue their own interests with increasing disregard for the consequences. The stage was set for the rise of totalitarian regimes, fueled by the promises of restoring national glory and addressing the grievances left unaddressed. Rise of totalitarian regimes. In the wake of unresolved issues from World War I, the world witnessed the ascent of totalitarian regimes that would shape the course of history. From Germany to Italy and Japan, charismatic leaders emerged, promising stability, strength, and restoration of national greatness. These regimes would become the driving force behind the eruption of World War II. In Germany, Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party rose to power with a fervor unmatched by any other movement, exploiting economic turmoil, widespread discontent, and deep sense of national humiliation. Hitler's propaganda machine skillfully manipulated the masses. Hitler's ambitions extended far beyond German borders. Fueled by a toxic mix of racial superiority and territorial expansionist desires, he sought to establish a Nazi empire and reshape the world according to his radical ideologies. Meanwhile, in Italy, Benito Mussolini capitalized on a national disillusioned with the aftermath of World War I, propagating the ideals of fascism. Mussolini's black shirts seized control, transforming Italy into a totalitarian state. Mussolini, known as Il Duce, aimed to revive the glory of ancient Rome and carve out an Italian empire. His expansionist ambitions and ruthless suppression of dissent set the stage for Italy's alignment with Germany and Japan in the Axis powers. Across the Pacific, Japan witnessed a parallel rise of militarism and ultranationalism. Seeking to secure resources and create an East Asian empire, the Japanese government embraced an aggressive foreign policy. The invasion of Manchuria in 1931, followed by the expansion into China with the Second Sino-Japanese War, demonstrated Japan's determination to establish dominance in the region. Eventually, Their alignment with Germany and Italy solidified the Axis powers and further escalated tensions. The convergence of these totalitarian regimes, driven by expansionist dreams, shared ideologies, and a mutual disdain for the status quo, created a dangerous alliance that would ultimately plunge the world into war. The rise of these regimes, characterized by their suppression of individual freedoms, propagation of state control, and glorification of militarism, posed a direct threat to the fragile peace of the interwar period. Failed diplomacy and escalation. As the unresolved issues from the World War I festered and totalitarian regimes rose to power, diplomatic efforts aimed at preserving peace faltered, paving the way for the escalation of World War II. Diplomatic failures, miscalculations, and a lack of effective negotiations allowed tensions to reach a boiling point. One of the critical diplomatic failures was the policy of appeasement pursued by several major powers, most notably Great Britain and France. Faced with the aggressive actions of Nazi Germany, these nations sought to avoid conflict by making concessions and appeasing Hitler's demands. The Munich Agreement of 1938 stands as a prime example of appeasement, where Hitler was allowed to annex the Sudetenland from Czechoslovakia with the hope of preventing war. However, this approach only emboldened Hitler and revealed the limitations of appeasement in deterring aggression. Simultaneously, the failure of a collective security through the League of Nations further undermined diplomatic efforts. The League proved ineffective in responding to acts of aggression, such as the aforementioned invasion of Manchuria and the subsequent Japanese expansion. Its inability to take decisive action eroded its credibility and created a power vacuum, allowing for the unchecked ambitions of totalitarian regimes. Furthermore, diplomatic initiatives such as the Kellogg-Briand Pact of 1928, which aimed to renounce war as an instrument of national policy, proved to be ineffective in preventing future conflicts. The pact lacked enforceable mechanisms, and as a result, aggressive nations continued to pursue their expansionist agendas. As tensions continued to rise, failed diplomacy was accompanied by a series of escalating events: the German occupation of the rest of Czechoslovakia in 1939 and the signing of the Nazi-Soviet Non-Aggression Pact that same year, which temporarily secured Hitler's eastern flank, were pivotal moments that further destabilized the European balance of power. Thank you for joining us on this captivating journey through the real reasons behind World War II. Subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content that uncovers the hidden truths of history. Remember to like and share this video to help us spread knowledge and understanding. Stay tuned for our next installment, where we delve even deeper into the complicities of this historic conflict. Until then, keep exploring the untold stories that shape our world.